Encryption is now becoming a key tool for terrorists and a big, huge headache for those trying to stop them. The Fed's now raising concerns over how to continue to be able to track suspects and stop potential plots. FBI Director Comey citing the attack in Garland, Texas, to explain the problems they are seeing with trying to figure out these new coded messages.
In May, when two terrorists attempted to kill a whole lot of people in Garland, Texas, before one of those terrorists left to try and commit mass murder, he exchanged 109 messages with an overseas terrorist. We have no idea what he said because those messages were encrypted.
Scary. Ryan Mauro is a security analyst for the Clarion project and here to decode that, if you can, Ryan. So encryption, how is it happening?
Well, you'll see ISIS giving out instructions on how to do this on basically a daily basis. So we know that they're doing it and that there's multiple ways. And so most Americans assume that if we find a phone number of a terror suspect, well, then you can go in and you can wiretap it, and there we have the conversation and all the information. But what's actually happening is that they get the wiretap and they get the information, but then the authorities can't actually read it. And I've talked to people who have been presented with this scenario because it's coded, it's encrypted.
Okay.
And then they say to Apple or whatever company was involved in it, they say, well, we can't read this. What do we do? And they say, well, you have to have both cell phone devices or both devices that you're using to communicate in order to decrypt it and find out what it is. There's no master key to just unlock it.
So this isn't about the NSA surveillance and all of that and metadata and all. It's actually figuring out the master key to find out what they're saying. Now, yesterday, Comey also said this, that it was rooted in business decisions, meaning that these technology companies, they could do something about it. Could they?
Oh, sure they could. Consumers are very concerned about privacy, not just because of their private conversations being stored by the company that they're using, but by hackers, foreign governments. And so there's a competition over who is going to best protect your communications so that only you know what you said to who. And so it's a business decision, but then what the authorities and people involved in government agencies are saying is, no, we need a law that requires companies to have the ability that if we need to wiretap and look at someone's communications, that they can unlock that and decrypt that information and see what's being said.
Because we're behind the times.
That's right.
If they've already figured out how to send these encrypted messages, we can gather metadata from now until the end of the earth. It doesn't really matter.
Right. If you get all of this information but you can't read it, then there's nothing you can do with it. And I've got to tell you, I've been seeing ISIS accounts online talking about this for a long time. This isn't something that just happened yesterday. The fact that we're talking about this now when they've been talking about this for so long is really very shocking.
All right. It's scary. Scary times. Ryan.